morning. Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about the climatic anomaly affect the immune competence of California sea lions. And let's move on to the purpose of this paper. This one is to prove the high SSTs cause the serious consequences to the CSL, California sea lions. And let's move on to the introduction part. The California sea lions have some features that are important. They feed mainly offshore at upwelling areas and at the breeding seasons. So it's important to have fishes around the offshore, which makes the upwelling important. And their natural habitats including the southeast Alaska to central Mexico, including the Gulf of California. And the circle part is the area they do the breeding. And also our research site is at that area. And the female tend to catch prey less than 100 kilometers from the breeding sites, which is important because that makes the offshore fish abundance important. Because if the female sea lions cannot catch enough fish, they cannot get enough nutrition and cannot get enough care to their pups. And this is where the San Benito is located at. It's combined with 3 little islands. And the story should start with the worm blob start at 2013 near the Gulf of Alaska and keeps spreading to the south. And the picture at your left, there's a red part. That means the seawater temperature is high, and it keeps spreading to south. And it linked it to the 2014 to 16 El Nino events. And finally, it leads to the high SST. So you can see these four figures. Like you can see in 2015, the SST is 1 degree Celsius higher than 2014. And the high SST will cause the ecosystem change and the biomass change. The abundance of fishes, which I mentioned before, will be reduced and also will cause the algal bloom. But right now we just focus on the reduction of abundance of fishes. And this is my logic flow. The abundance of fishes getting down, and then the female sea lions cannot catch enough fishes to provide enough nutrition. And the pups will not experience the normal nursing, including when they are pregnant and also when they are meat. And it will lead to the sea lion pups cannot get enough nutrition, and they cannot synthesize enough immune system and the health. So they're gonna cause a lot of problem for pups, and which leads to a key sentence: the immune system need a lot of energy. So we expect the pups born at normal SST year will have more responses to the mitosis challenge, and they got higher immunoglobulin, aka antibody concentration, and they have a better blood test results. So, but how to prove the connection? The research team goes to the San Benito at 2014 and 15, and they get 22 samples and 33 samples at 2014 and 15. But according to the NOAA report, the 2014 cannot be seen as a normal year, because the SST is also a little bit higher than normal. So they used the previous data at 2012 at the Benito Islands, which is not far away from the San Benito. And they basically do the health examination for the sea lion pups, including the length and the weight, like human. And they got the length mass ratio and also have scale mass index, which is scale mass index is a little bit complex. It's from the 2009 paper, and which our all we need to know is that the SMI number is high. When the SM number is high, the stronger the body is. And also they do the blood tests, including glucose, total cholesterol, total white blood test, and like human. And also they do the PHA challenge, which I will mention later. And these are the test results. The body condition, you can see that when the SST getting high, the body condition getting low. And then move on to the glucose, you can see that the less severe SST normally, and also high SST, the glucose in their blood getting low, and it's around 15% lower. And the antibody concentration, you can see the IgA and IgG number is getting high in normal year, and IgM is not that different. It's because that the synthesis of IgG and IgA are glucose dependent, and well, IgM is not. So you can see, you can connect this result to the glucose result, and it makes sense. And also, like what I said, it's a sign of lack of glucose. And the next one is the band neutrophils. And this is the pictures of band neutrophils. And when the band neutrophil is getting high, it's a sign of early infection. So we can expect it to have the same result in another test. And in other research, the starving elephant cells also get this high number of band neutrophils. So it's also mammals, so we can expect the same results on the sea lions. And the next is hypersegmented neutrophils. And hypersegmented neutrophil is a sign of the nutrient deficiency anemia. And anemia is a disease when people or animals cannot get enough red blood cell or hemoglobin, which is the protein that carry oxygen. And those will get this disease. And this anemia was based on the nutrient deficiency. And next is PHA challenge. So what is PHA challenge? They put the PHA into the sea lion skin, and it will cause the inflammation, and it will generate the T cell, and the skin goes high, like become thick. And generating the T cell needs a lot of energy. So when those sea lions cannot get enough energy, they will not have that big responses to the inflammation. So this is a sign of a lack of nutrition. You can see in 2015, the thickness of their skin is not that big difference than 2012. So all our expect has been proved. The mitosis challenge, the higher antibody concentration, and the better blood test results. So let's move on to conclusion. The first is that the environmental change can affect the key physiological components, like including glucose and immunoglobulin concentrations and other parameters. And next is the climate change will influence the health of sea lion pups, which is clear. Because in 2016, they go back to the San Benito, and they found out that the sea lion pups reduced by 77%, and they cannot find a lot of live pups, and those live pups are severely thin and weak and easy to die. So our aim are also been proved. But why it is important? Because the California sea lions is important to the ecosystem of northeastern Pacific, because they are the important food for the killer whales. And this will make the ecosystem really vulnerable in that area. So this is my talk. Thank you.